Hey, and welcome to another Political Blitz episode where I, Chris Clemens, try to answer your questions in 5 minutes or less. Today's episode has to do with my motivations for running for U.S. Congress, and secondarily, why am I not running for a state or local office position first? I'll start off with the tail end of that question. Why is it that I'm not running for a state or local position? Quite frankly, I have no desire to be a career politician. Most of your career politicians today, which is the majority of the people in Washington, D.C., they did go through that process. And what happened during that process was they were corrupted by the needs to raise funds on a continuous basis. Every 2 to 4 years, they had to go into campaign mode and start kissing the rear ends of the big banks and the lobbyists and so on and so forth so that they got the funds they needed to run those TV ads that you see. I have no interest in that system whatsoever. My motivation for running for U.S. Congress has to do it's basically the same motivations I had in 2014 when I ran. Our Constitution has been under continual attack. Our budget is out of control. We are still at war in the Middle East, an unconstitutional war, a war that was never voted on, folks. By law, Congress is required to declare war against the countries we're fighting, and that has never happened. We've been at war since I was 13 years old, and I've been teaching 12 and 13-year-olds science for the last 7 years. I am 30 now, folks. We have been at war in the Middle East with Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Syria, Yemen, and a handful of other countries for more than half of my life. And in that time period, since I was in middle school, I've watched our constitutional rights continually be eroded. Just in the last 4 years, our Fourth Amendment right has essentially been completely erased off of the Constitution. And I explained that in my FISA video of the new FISA expansion that basically allows the government to search whatever they want for almost any reason they really want to at this point. It no longer has to deal with terrorism or national security. I've watched our budget balloon over 3 different presidencies. We are now at $20 trillion in debt. We're getting to the point where we cannot afford to finance the debt that we have. And yet the budget proposals today are talking about an additional $1 trillion deficit plus for the next 5 years or more. We're looking at 20, 30, $40 trillion in debt by the end of the Trump presidency. Things aren't getting any better. That slippery slope is just getting greasier and greasier. And we're watching our rights disappear in front of our eyes. And we still have no objective for the wars in the Middle East. We just continue to waste American tax dollars and kill people across the globe without the consent of the American public. So my motivations for running has to do with what I believe is my patriotic duty. It's my patriotic duty as a citizen of this country to stand up against these injustices, to stand up against these violations and usurpations of government power. Because I'm looking around and I'm seeing both Republicans and Democrats agreeing on these things. They agree it's okay to violate your rights. They agree it's okay to continue war all over the planet without an actual constitutional declaration of war. They think it's okay to continue to blow up the national debt and debase your currency. Your dollar is worth 60% of what it was in the year 2000. It's lost more than 20% every decade since 2000. Your dollar's not going nearly as far, and a lot of us are really starting to feel that squeeze. And both Republicans and Democrats are okay. They continue the same policies. So I am running because I actually plan on standing against both of these parties and trying to get our government back within its constitutional confines. So I hope that answers your question. I look forward to the next one. Remember, I'm not accepting any donations above $100. So every like and every share on Facebook and Twitter and all of the comments and likes on YouTube are really helping out my visibility for this campaign. And with that, I look forward to your next question.